Good morning, guys. Happy Wednesday. We're at the middle of the week. I hope everyone had a great Tuesday. Won some money. A lot of good games yesterday. We have a lot to touch on today, too. About 6 games to go through. We're going to start with Nova at Georgetown. These two teams played already. Nova won 77-65 back on February 3rd at Villanova. Now they're coming into Georgetown to play. Should be a really good game. Contrast of styles, Nova's trying to slow it down. Georgetown is trying to speed it up. In the first game, obviously Nova held Georgetown to about 16 points below their average and controlled the pace of the game. Better team usually does. Georgetown's going to count on Akinjo, Mac McClung, and Jesse Govan to really take over in this game. Nova counteracts that with Phil Booth, Eric Pascal, and Colin Gillespie. Really balanced attack for those guys. Villanova also has really good role players, and they're well coached. Both teams really well coached, actually. Nova's hanging on by a thread for that number one spot in the Big East, trying to win the regular season title again. And Georgetown's right in the middle of the pack, sitting at 6th. This should be an entertaining game. It's tough to play down there in D.C., but Nova is coming off that loss to St. John's. So you know they're going to come out focused, ready to play. Georgetown's going to have to be ready. If Georgetown can dictate that pace, they'll have a chance. If not, if Nova can slow them down, then they'll have the better chance to win. Nova wants this game in the low to mid 70s, and Georgetown wants an 80-80 up and down score fest. So be looking at that. Nova's a 5.5 point road favorite. Over-under's 147.5. So it's pretty spot on from the Vegas standpoint. Take a look at some line movement in this game. We got a long time before tip-off, so it should be a really good game. Second game is Rutgers and Michigan State. Michigan State comes in number 10 in the country. They just lost Nick Ward with a hairline fracture in his hand. He joins Langford on the bench for Michigan State. Two of their best players are not playing, but Rutgers is no good on the road. The line's way too high anyway. It's 15.5. Michigan State has obviously the better team playing at home. Cassius Winston's really going to have to carry the load for the Spartans with the second and third best players on the team being out. Tom Izzo will have these guys ready to roll. Line's just way too high. I can't lay 15.5 with Michigan State here, especially with those injuries. And I don't have the faith to take Rutgers with the points either, because you never know. This should be more of a defensive game. Michigan State and Rutgers both slow it down. So, with that being said, when you're missing out on a ton of points, I think Langford averaged 13 or 14 and Nick Ward the same. So a lot of points off the board for Michigan State, and it's not like Rutgers fills it up either. So take a look at maybe a low-scoring contest in that game for sure. Our next game is Florida at LSU. LSU comes in at 21-4, ranked 13th in the country. This will be a really good game too, guys. LSU is 11-1 in conference play. They're second in the SEC behind Tennessee. A win today ties them with Tennessee, setting up a huge blockbuster matchup on Saturday when these two teams play. LSU beat Kentucky last week, a huge win for them. They've been on a roll with Tremont Waters, and they have a plethora of guys averaging double figures on that team. Florida is squarely on the bubble. I think I checked Joe Lenardi's bracket, and they're like right either last 4 in or last 4 out, something like that. So look out for Florida to really play very inspired today. This is another contrast in style game compared to Villanova and Georgetown. LSU scoring 80-plus a game. They're trying to run it up. Florida's really holding their opponents down. I mean, Florida's only given up 63 a game and scoring 68. So this game kind of mirrors the Georgetown-Nova game in regards to the pace of the game. Florida wants a slower pace, and LSU wants a faster pace. Whoever dictates that tempo is going to, I think, take care of business in this game. This is a huge resume-boosting win for Florida if they can win on the road at LSU. They just don't have a lot of scoring. They only got 2 guys averaging double figures, and they also have Jalen Hudson, he's kind of the X factor. Transfer from Virginia Tech. He used to average 15, 16 a game. Now he's been really limited. He's having a down year, so he's going to have to play well. With it being at LSU, it's tough to bet against them with how hot they are. This is this is an in-play bet all day. See how the tempo of the game's going and fire away. Next game is Number 18, Louisville at Syracuse. Louisville's ranked 18th. This is my boy C-Rob's play of the day. He is giving out Louisville. Tough game, though. Up in the Carrier Dome, they're running that zone. Louisville's going to have to shoot the three well. They haven't shot the three well statistically. They're going to have to break down that zone. That zone, anytime Syracuse plays anybody, is always the key to the game. They rotate well. They run it really well. When you get hot shooting, though, that's when you can really light up Syracuse. It's going to be a good game. Syracuse comes in as a 2-point favorite at home. They got some really good wins this year, and Louisville's been playing well too. So this is a toss-up game for me, guys. I think this is going to be a really good basketball game between two good teams, two NCAA tournament caliber teams. 17-8 and 18-8 records respectively for Syracuse and Louisville. So expect high-quality basketball in this one, and the zone's the key. If Louisville can penetrate that zone and find holes and get easy shots and make them, they got to crack it pulling that road upset. If that Syracuse zone holds it down, though, then Syracuse should take care of business. That's good. That's the key to that game for sure. Biggest game of the day, North Carolina at Duke. Love this rivalry. It's been great for years, and both teams are playing great basketball. They're both in the top 10. Duke ranked number 1 overall. North Carolina sitting at 8th overall. This should be must-see TV. Everybody tune in at 6 o'clock on ESPN Pacific time, 9 o'clock Eastern. I got a lot of friends that are Duke fans, a lot of friends that are Carolina fans, so they're going to be talking a lot of trash leading up to this game. This is going to be a fantastic game because we've got probably 8 of the 10 players that start for both teams are going to the NBA. Obviously Duke's got 3 of the top 5 with Zion and RJ and Cam Reddish, as well as Trey Jones will get drafted as well. And then North Carolina counters that with Cameron Johnson, Nasir Little, Kobe White, and Luke May. So you got NBA players. I look for just a score fest in this one. These guys are going to run up and down. Duke can play pretty much any pace you want. If you want to run, they'll run too. And if you want to slow it down, they'll slow it down too. They showed you that by beating Virginia twice. Duke is hands down the best team in the country. This is a huge rivalry, though. 9 points is a lot. Probably stay off the spread part of it. Total sits at 165. I know that's a bunch, but man, these guys can light it up. I mean, like I said, with 8 NBA players, it should be a lot of scoring in this game, I would think. And tune into that. Like I said, it's must-see TV, and I can't wait to watch this game tonight. It's going to be great. Last game's Butler at Marquette. This is a tough one as well. Marquette comes in laying 6 at home. They've been hot. Obviously, Marcus Howard, top 5 scorer in the country. Butler, very well balanced. Not so great on the road, though. Marquette's been playing great basketball. I'd probably stay off the betting side of this one, too, guys, just because Marquette's laying 6. I think that's spot on. I think that'll be a good game as well. Marquette, you would expect them to take care of business at home, though. All my eyes are on this North Carolina Duke. I think that's must-see TV. I think you guys really need to go check that game out. 2 of the premier teams in the country. Go check that out for sure and enjoy it because it's going to be fun to watch. It always is, that rivalry. For years, ever since I've been born, they've been playing just great classic games. Yesterday they had like a pretty much marathon of Duke versus Carolina games, and they've all been fantastic. So best rivalry in college basketball. Enjoy that tonight at 6. Good luck for those of you that are betting today. Happy Wednesday. Episode 15 is complete, and we'll see you tomorrow for episode 16. Have a good day, guys.